What's up, everybody at BlankTV? It's Alfonso again with Heartsick, and out here today with Davey Suicide hanging out at Dirtfest. It's been an amazing day. He's about to go on here in a little while, gonna kick the crowd right in the face. So remember, dangerous music for dangerous people here at BlankTV. What's up, Davey? How you doing today?
Great. I'm glad it's not 100 degrees.
Yeah, right. It's not. Luckily, that's true. It's been kind of nice. I was kind of worried at first because it was gonna start raining. It was raining, and I was like, shit. But seeing it now, it's nice and cool. It's been a pretty cool day. We were talking about earlier, we have a cool little history. You used to be in a band called Trauma DeVille back in the day, and I remember hitting you up on MySpace and always trying to get you to come out over here. So it's cool that you finally get to come out to Michigan at a big festival like this, because this is honestly, in my opinion, the best Midwest festival other than Rock on the Range. So this is your first year playing Dirtfest, I believe? Cool. So what do you think so far, man, being able to...
I love the fact that there's just a lot of metalheads here. It's a lot of like music first type people.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's not like there's a lot of like pop radio acts on this. It's a lot of kind of like historically nostalgic bands and stuff. It's cool. So
it's cool because Dirtfest has a history, and the thing is, supports a lot of local bands too.
That's
so
great.
it's like, which is the way that it started. The Matt and Andy, they started this years ago. So it's cool to see how long it's grown and how far it's come. But also, like you said, it's cool that it's mostly a metal rock and roll festival. It's not really like, it's definitely eclectic, but it still keeps that core like vibe of that rock and roll heaviness going on for sure. So obviously, a lot of people are just finding out about you because you're getting bigger and bigger. You're getting more and more of a following. But a lot of people don't understand that like bands don't just kind of pop up out of nowhere. You've been doing this for a really long time. So how long have you really been doing Davey Suicide? How long has that been a thing for you?
It was forming in 2010, and then 2011 we played a couple shows. The record was kind of a year and a half, 2 year
process.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, and then full on, we started touring heavy in 2012. That's when we went out with 13. Cool. And then we went to Static X, and then we did a tour with New Year's Day. Jeffree Star a lot on the dance floor, and then it just kept snowballing after that to Orgy.
Sure.
And then
Dude, you guys toured with Orgy?
Yeah, we
really? How was that? Was that pretty cool?
Yeah, it was cool, man. Jay would wear our shirt on stage,
awesome.
and then I would get up and sing Blue Monday with them. And it's just I remember being the kid listening to Orgy on the radio with Korn.
Like I remember fucking being a kid and like being in a band in high school, like in '94, covering Blue Monday and shit when Orgy was like a big deal. So for me, that's fucking awesome to hear, man.
It's cool when they become your peers, and then he really liked us and started rocking our shirts.
Dude, that is awesome, man. That's really, really fucking cool. So being a musician, being on tour, doing all this, a lot of people think that it's like it's a glamorous kind of lifestyle, that you're out like fucking just making tons of money every day and stuff like that, and that's not really the case. Like what would you say are the best part about touring for you? And by what I mean by that is not anything like physical, like just playing the shows. Like what about touring more of a kind of like nourishment for the soul is the best for you? Like what you feel is...
I mean, I'm like I was a really angry kid, and I didn't understand why my parents were divorced, and I hated each other, and I moved out, and like this is the escape to make me feel like I kind of have an equilibrium, or I have a balance, and there's nothing else in this world that can make me have that. So to me, that's what music is. It's that adrenaline. You get addicted to it. And it's like,
I hear you.
It's that thing that I get cranky as fuck if we haven't played or we have a month or two off.
I'm the same way, dude. It sucks. You just sit at home going, why am I here?
Yeah, I shake, and like I need that outlet. It's a drug. It's my drug. For
sure. Yeah, and that's a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people don't really understand that it's like music, especially nowadays with music being so. The thing is, music, and you've been around for a long time, so I know that you understand. Even with MySpace and stuff, music is so like fast paced now. It's like people want it now kind of thing, and everybody just kind of like moves along after like a month or two. So it's like you constantly have to be out there pushing yourself, promoting yourself, and a lot of people don't really understand that takes a lot out of you. So it's a passion that you really have to have. And obviously, I mean, you've been doing this for a while. I mean, you've been around for a really long time, and people are just finding out about you now. So it's cool to see you, man, especially from where I'm coming from. Like, it's really cool to see you like just hanging out in like Maryland to like being out here now. I'm like, dude, I finally get to meet the dude and like hang out with him for a little bit and stuff, man.
The thing that I think that has to be noted though is great songs will outlive trends.
Dude,
and if you write really strong material, it can stand the test of time.
For sure.
The last 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah, dude, I mean, and it's good that you say that because Dirtfest, to me, proves that this year with bands like Fear Factory, Cold Chamber, Taproot,
yeah.
you know, Down. It's like these bands have been around. I mean, these bands have been around for a really long time. I mean, Cold Chamber and Fear Factory, you know, arguably were one of the bands that kind of really were pushing in with like the new metal scene, you know, when like Korn and the Deftones and everything came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, to see those bands still sticking it out and hammering it out and coming here and seeing 1,000, 2,000 people watching them, I mean, it stands true to what you're saying. Physical, good written songs will always stand the test of time no matter what, whether you're wearing big Janko jeans or fucking bell bottoms or, you know, tight, whatever, it doesn't matter. Trends don't last the way that classic good songs do, you know?
That's why I don't ever get too caught up in hype. A bunch of bands get a bunch of hype, their songs suck, you know, they suck, and it's gonna be gone in a couple of months, you know. People are trying to cash in on the fad, but if you write good songs, it's going to live on. And the songs that are the people that are the fads end up becoming the jokes of tomorrow. The Vanilla Ices, the Milli Vanillis, and like.
And I agree with that, man. That's very true. Which transitions into my last question, because I don't want to keep you too long, man. You got to go hang out. You got to play in a little bit here. So my last question to you is this, and I've asked for everybody, is obviously we all know this is a rock concert. It's metal rock. So I don't want to hear about any of the bands that you love that are like metal and hard rock bands. I want to know like what other artists or musicians do you really dig, because I think the people out there really just assume if you're like in a really heavy metal band, you must only listen to like metal and Slayer and like Judas Priest and stuff. And a lot of people don't understand that first and foremost we're all musicians. We all gain knowledge from tons of music, not just obviously we're geared towards stuff that we influence us the most, but there's a lot of stuff out there that is, you know, not in any way associated with rock or hip hop or whatever. So I want to know what bands that aren't rock bands or metal bands that you're into that you love to listen to give people a different perspective of who you are.
I have a really big soft spot for female fronted bands, and I said this a couple times, but like bands like Paramore, Tonight Alive, there's a new band called
Tonight Alive is great.
In This Moment. I love Lana Del Rey. I feel like women are a lot more authentic a lot of times than men because they write their emotions.
They're right, yeah. That's a really good point. I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
Like that's a really, because women are obviously more emotional, men are more like logical, just scientifically whatever.
Right.
But and that's a really good point. Women do write more on an emotional level.
And you think about like guys always just try to be cool, like they're fucking bitches. They got blunts and 40s. Like, bro, you're at home playing PlayStation.
Exactly. Let's be real.
You rented that car for the video. Exactly. You're not rich. You live in your parents' house.
You're not that cool.
And women have that they go through a breakup and then they have that song, they have that conviction, and I think that's what's really drawing me to bands like that, because I feel like I want to write more like that for sure, because I feel like our biggest songs are stuff like One More Night or I'll Take a Bullet for You or In My Chest to the Grave, where we've been able to cut the core and bring out like an experience that I've kind of like lived through or whatever.
For sure.
And those are the ones that really people seem to attach with, and those are the timeless songs.
For sure, and I think that's a really good point, because people want to relate not to only to the music but to the lyrical content. And if you really look, you know, in the annals of history, it's like all the really giant songs really were personal songs. I mean, if you look at all of the Beatles hits, I mean, those songs are super personal. Yesterday, you know what I mean? Like those lyrics, I mean, it's just like, so people, it's a good point that you raised, man. So that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. So I don't want to take any more of your time, dude. Oh, there goes the bottle cap. So again, I appreciate it, man. Davey, you're awesome. I can't wait to watch your set. Remember, guys, BlankTV, we're coming at you. Dangerous music for dangerous people. BlankTV, dangerous music for dangerous people. Thanks, guys. Dude, thank you very much.
Thank you.